Hola amigos, bien o no, saludos desde Medellín. Hoy el tema es por qué es muy bien para leer con muchos diferentes fuentes y por qué es para ayudarte um, independiente si tú estás trabajando en tu nueva lengua o no. So ese es el tema de hoy. So hello again from Medellín. Our topic today is why it's important to read from a wide variety of sources. And this is true even if you are now working in your new language. So let's say perhaps you're working in like a call center, something like that, or the practice you're doing is very specific. So you're practicing your new language because you've got an interview coming up, or you're going to give a presentation, this kind of thing. So that in itself is very good, and you will gain a great technical capacity in those particular types of conversations, in those particular scenarios. And indeed, you can function very highly in that way for a long while. Um, but the thing to remember is, even if it's only for a few short minutes now and again, is to step outside of that specialist vocabulary or that more familiar scenario and read something different, read something very different, ideally. Um, so let's say maybe your work is some kind of technical sales, and you're very well conversant with that. You can do all this stuff on the phone. It's okay. Every now and again, pick something really different to read. I mean, seriously different. Pick poetry, Shakespeare, something really unusual. The reason for this is not to give you an education in literature or something different particularly, is to make sure that you practice different sounds. And this is to help you gain a full control over your voice. And one of the easiest ways to do that, even as a native speaker trying to master our own language, is to read widely. And by widely, we mean across a whole range of genres, topic areas, all kinds of things. Modern stuff, stuff from the distant past, obscure material, really recent, trivial things, cookery recipes, cereal boxes, all kinds of things. Because by doing that, we really stretch the voice to cope with reading all kinds of different things. We expose it much quicker to all of the phonetic combinations of the language. And this way, it'll stop you getting stale. Because it is possible, I'm thinking particularly in like call center examples, often you have to work to some kind of script. And this is true in English, like in England as well. Often they make you work to a quite tight script. And after a while, you get tired, your voice gets tired of saying the same things. So it's good to practice now and again, break out from that and pick something different to read. Ideally, something completely different to something you normally read, you don't know anything about. Because it will give the voice a break and let it try a different set of sounds, something unfamiliar, which keeps it fresh. It'll stop you getting bored, but it will improve a lot your general fluency and your sound as well, more importantly. I remember when I was working in a call centre many years ago in that type of environment, even though it was in my native language, because the scripting for that was quite tight, really 8 hours a day I'm saying very similar things. So outside of that, to really help break away from that kind of thing, partly to refresh the mind as well, but reading a variety of different materials, something that's got nothing to do with the conversations you have in the job, as well as refreshing your mind slightly, it also helps your voice. You read some of this aloud, you get a different type of speech pattern. So when you are having to work with your voice, it'll sound fresher, you should have more enthusiasm, and you're better able to cope with unusual situations should they occur because the voice is ready, it's done lots of other practice. So there we go, that's the tip for today. So even if you're very happy with your level of your new language, so let's say your English is already advanced, you're working in that language, you're working in English now, you've got the job, you're okay, you know where you're going with it, this is great. And sure enough, you're going to get a very high level of technical fluency just by doing that type of day-to-day repetition. But remember, don't let it get stale. Widen it out, challenge yourself, pick something unusual now and again. 5 minutes of that, just read some paragraphs or so out loud, surprise yourself, see how you go, and that again will take it to a new level for you. That's it. That's the idea for today. Déjame saber en los comentarios, como siempre. That works for you. But for now, from Medellin, also Cheerio.